Is the most fascinating piece of American history you've never heard. It was the event that started what became emancipation. In 1861, when Virginia seceded from the Union, Washington sent General Benjamin Butler to take what is now Fort Monroe, it was Fort Comfort at the time, and to hold that fort as Virginia seceded. And the day after they seceded, that very night, 3 young black men paddled across the Chesapeake, came to the gates of Fort Monroe and knocked on the gate, asking for protection. And so the next morning, some Southern generals came saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he said, "Well, here's the thing. You guys seceded yesterday, so I'm under no obligation to a foreign country, which Virginia claims to be, and I'm keeping these men as contraband of war."
Contraband of war. It was a stunning legal argument. See, contraband is a term used in maritime law to describe munitions and weapons that are seized from enemy ship. See, by law, a nation is permitted to keep said weapons that was used against them in war. You see, Virginia didn't consider slaves to be people, but property. And since they had just seceded, they were a foreign country. So General Butler reasoned that those slaves could be confiscated and held, just as if they were muskets or cannons.
The news and term contraband spread like wildfire. Within 24 hours, 50 more had arrived at the gates of Fort Monroe and been granted entrance. Within 3 months, over 1,000 men, women, and children fled the bonds of slavery to find food, shelter, education, and for the first time, wages for their work.
And over the period of the Civil War, over 10,000 enslaved persons made their way to the gates of Fort Monroe in search of freedom.
Contraband camps began springing all throughout the country. And by 1865, nearly 500,000 African Americans got their first taste of freedom in the contraband camps.
You know, we think about the Emancipation Proclamation, all of those things, but this started it. This was the thing. Their bravery and their guts to go across the march. I mean, they sacrificed everything. They could have been worse off for doing that. And when people see this, I mean, I've seen people cry at the story.
I feel like the whole theme of the whole story is just to carry on. You know, you don't know what the future holds. You know, you don't know what is going to happen if you don't try. And I feel like what the black people that were enslaved tried is they tried for freedom.
This is what makes us great as a nation and as a people. Whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, no matter what your nationality is, what makes us great is that we have the ability to brave the odds, to take a risk for the greater good of ourselves and for our families and for our future.
We were fortunate to get some really profound African-American scholars advising on this show. And so we went in kind of not knowing what to expect. And first of all, not a single complaint on any show, but lots of emotion and lots of, wow, you know, it's so funny. People who know this are so grateful that it's finally being told. And the most frequent comment we get is, man, how did I not know this story? And my answer is, I don't know, but we're trying to fix that.